This episode of Epic Thoughts is brought to you in part by Streamyard. Yo, you've been talking about doing a podcast forever and you don't know where to start. I get that. Yo, Streamyard is here to help you. Streamyard does everything for you. It sends it to all the places that you want the podcast to go. If you have an RTTP, it'll send it to it. You have a YouTube channel, it'll send it to it. You have a Facebook, it'll send it to it. As a matter of fact, you can even go live on your computer and send it directly to where you need it to go. You can also have audio and video downloads so you can send it to your Spotify page. It does everything for you. It has video assets. You can add videos. You can even add media now. You can add text. You can add scrolling text. You can do so many different things. The list goes on and on and on. StreamYard is here to help you take your podcast to the next level. Hey, here at Epic Thoughts and Heritage Park, we use StreamYard for everything on our podcast. And so, listen, I'm telling you, it's easy to use and it's great to use. So be a part of the team. Join StreamYard today. Click the link in the description and get started. All right? God bless. Stay away from people who are cool with people you weren't cool with. This is Epic Thoughts. Yo, how does that work with family though? Like, what if you have family that are cool with people you ain't cool with? Like, I'm asked. This is a real question. Like, how do you? Let me know in the chat. Type in the chat. How do you handle when a family member is really cool with somebody that you're not really cool with? Because, yeah, I might be in that kind of situation. Welcome to another episode of Epic Thoughts. I'm your host, Ramon. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for whenever you're tuning, whether this be live on Tuesday night, March 18th, or whether you're listening way in the future. In the future and time has ended, or time has ended, or if you're listening after the passing of me, because you miss me so much, you just go through all my old shows. So I want to let you know I love you, care for you, and I miss you too. That was dark. Epic Thoughts is in the building. I'm your host, Ramon. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go. With me always is my DJ, Air Bunday. This show is brought to you by StreamYard. I think we already did they did the video before the episode. So, all right, so I don't have to do it. Man, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing blessed. Hope you're having a good year so far. It's March, and I hope you're doing well. You know who's having a great year, no matter what happens? The friend of the show, one of the most special people to Epic Thoughts. If it wasn't for this guy, there's a quarter of our shows we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. That's right, Kanye West. Kanye. It wouldn't be Epic Thoughts without Kanye. We wouldn't have there was no way I was going to walk away from talking about Kanye today. I actually, to be honest with you, I really wasn't going to do a show today, just because I just got a lot of things going on. And then Kanye. And he's the gift that keeps on giving. Kanye released a song. Let me find out the name of the song real quick. Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine. He released this song over the weekend. And controversy, of course. Of course, the song has controversy. The song features one of his artists. Her name escapes me. Jasmine Williams is her name. But it also has King Combs, which is Diddy's son. Northwest, which is the daughter of I think 11-year-old daughter of Kanye and Kim Kardashian, and Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's oldest daughter, North. And in the intro of the song is a conversation between Kanye and Diddy, a current conversation. So apparently, Diddy went and actually recorded a conversation with him visiting Diddy. And in the intro of the song, Diddy shares how he's thankful that Kanye has made efforts to reach out to his kids. That not many other people have been reaching out to his kids, if any. And he's very thankful that Kanye's reached out to his kids and talked to his kids. And in response, Kanye told Diddy that, even though he didn't know him even before he knew Puff. We call Gen Xers call him Puff. I had to explain that to my youth group. I was saying Puff, and they were like, "Who's Puff?" That's how you know you old. I was like, "Yeah, you know Puff," and they was like, "Who is that?" And I had to be like, "Oh, that's what we call Diddy. We call him Puff. That's weird. We call him Puff in lieu of everything going on." Anyways, he said, even though didn't really know him, that he looked up to him, and Puff practically raised him. Which I've said many times on this show before. Maybe not many times, but I've said on the show before that Diddy, so many people have turned on Diddy, but it's crazy because there was a season where nobody turned on Diddy, right? Diddy was everything for everybody. People loved him. So it's funny that all of a sudden we hate his guts and all this other stuff because of the stuff that he did, which by no means am I condoning. I'm just saying it's funny how people can turn on somebody so quick. And maybe that's the whole point of Ye making the song and dedicating it to Diddy, because at one point Diddy was on top of the world. And then, 20, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, he was on top of the world. Now he is now he's going through. He's going through it. And so, of course, Kim Kardashian is very mad. She is very upset about this. Kanye says Kanye dropped song with North West and Diddy against Kim Kardashian's request. Now, I was going to play it, but you know what? When I'm telling you she mad, dog, she is mad, okay? She is not trying to fool with anybody who plays the song. And listen, I'm already in some hot water with the YouTube people, so I'm not playing the song. But I listened to it a couple times. I listened to Northwest's verse. For those of you who don't know or just assume, Northwest is trying to pursue a career in music, and with her daddy being her daddy, she's going to she's going to have a good career. With that being said, her verse in the song was really good. It was a very good verse. I thought it was cute, hearing her rap. She's 11, so it's not like she's going to drop like hot 16s, but she very dad-like, very Kanye-like in the realm of wordplay, being deep and reveling on her. Like, you had to literally go and think about her lyrics like, I see what you did there. You put that together. Interesting. So about the 2-minute 15-second mark, her verse starts, and she does a quick. I don't even know if it's a 16. It sounds like a 12, but she did good. It was cute. And so Kim, in result, is not really happy with this response. So Kim, I'm just reading it. This is off of E! Online. A dispute is between Kanye West and ex-wife Kim Kardashian. Let me start from the top. The rap producer released a song by Sean Diddy Combs, to whom he has showed support in wake of the Bad Boy Records founder's ongoing sex trafficking case. Titled "Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine." The track dropped on X on March 15th and deleted one day later. Features Northwest, 11, Ye, and the Kardashian star's oldest daughter. Kanye says Kim tried to block the track's release. Another since deleted X post, Kanye also shared shows an apparent text conversation with Kim and him, who allegedly wrote that she sent paperwork over so she wouldn't be in the Diddy song to protect her. so she wouldn't be in the Diddy song to protect her. And now he's trademarking North's name at birth. So this is some information is coming out that basically Kim Kardashian had trademarked all 4 of their kids' names: North, West, Saint, and Chicago. No, wait. North, South, Saint, and Chicago. That's the kids' names. And that Kim has trademarked their names, so they can kind of like make sure that their name doesn't get misused and things like that. And also that they can make money off their name and something that they can have when they turn 18. Apparently, this is not just something Kim had thought up. Apparently, this is something that has been going on for a long time in the Kardashian brand, that their names were trademarked until 18. So Kanye allegedly responded to Kim, amend it or I'm going to war. Basically saying amend the trademark, amend the filing to stop the song, or we're going to war, and neither of us will recover from the public fallout. You're going to have to kill me. This is crazy sad. I'm sad for all the parties involved in this. I'm sad for and this is also in lieu of Kanye making responses of saying that I guess we're going back to he's going to start doing the Sunday service again, but he's going to be more massively. He's been making really strong plights on X. Kanye's X is weird though, but he's been making strong stands on his X page, basically saying, he wants to raise his 4 kids. He doesn't want to just be a visiting parent. He wants to raise his kids. He's fighting hard, but I mean, he's always fighting hard, but he's just not obviously doing things in the right way. And having your daughter connected to a song with a guy who's waiting to stand trial for erroneous acts, like crazy acts, is totally beyond me. This is beyond me on so many different levels. I can't quite understand it. And it also, I always wonder what goes on. And even before all this stuff went down, North is 11 years old. My twins are 11. And I can't help but wonder, even before she was born, I was like, when I found out that Kim was pregnant with this daughter, I thought to myself, what kind of life this child's going to have? Not in a negative sense, but just like your parents are two of the most infamous people at that time that Kim was pregnant. They were 2 of the most infamous people right now in the world. And now it seems like both of them have gone in completely different directions in life and in career and insanity. Kim has really settled into being a mom and been more of a business entrepreneur as more as she has been just what's the word I'm looking for? Just eye candy. She's not just eye candy anymore. Kim is the business, right? So she's no longer eye candy, she's an icon. Okay. No, I'm playing. But laugh. That was great. And so for North to see that, and then also kind of just like being part Kanye too. Can you imagine being part Kanye and part Kim? That's a wild mix. Just thinking about that. And so she loves her dad like 11-year-olds love their dad. They love the things that their dad does. They're going to relish and enjoy being part of what their dad does. Now imagine doing this with her dad and having this moment with him in the studio, and she gets to make music with her dad, and her dad's helping her with her debut album, which is all those things are cool things. Like, that's exciting, and I'm happy for her. And then, the divorce gets involved again. The bickering parents. It's already hard enough to have bickering parents. But then have bickering parents on such a erroneous, huge stage like social media and the internet. And one of your parents is one of the loudest people that's ever been able to get their hands on said social media account. And the other one is somebody who's got people's eyes on social media. At one point broke the internet because of her just her celebrityhood. And on top of that, there's just it gets deeper and deeper. It gets deeper and deeper. And now they're fighting over her piece of something she was enjoying and she didn't think nothing of. You know, it's just weird that she probably even thinks of Diddy as like uncle. Like, that's odd. So she is seeing the TMZ's reported that Kim sent out a cease and desist letter to Ye over the song, and that an emergency hearing with a mediator and a judge was held. Kanye did not join it, but did allegedly promise not to drop the track, the outlet said. Hours after releasing the song, which Ye also features Diddy's son, who's 26, he went on to X. Kanye went on X and demanded more input for Lives with the Kids. I don't want to see my kids, Kanye, whose divorce from his ex was finalized in 2022. After 8 years of marriage, wrote on X, I need to raise them. Kanye, who has been helping North produce her debut album, has occasionally used social media to air his grievances over arrangements involving him and Kim. In recent months, he has also used it increasingly to praise late Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Okay, we don't need to get on. So it's just, in February, he took to X to express support for Combs, who is awaiting a male trial on sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and other charges to which he has pleaded not guilty. Now, mind you, he just yesterday, let me see if I can find it. Yesterday, more charges were brought to Diddy. More charges. And he just went ahead and pleaded guilty to those, to abuse on work abuse. Yeah, work abuse. Even including forcing people on his job to have sex with him. This is true. This is what's happened. This just happened yesterday. And so that got added on to the already. This is crazy. Who would thought? Anyways, so more charges have been brought on. So I don't know, man. This seems really sad for me. Me being somebody who really loved Kanye, doesn't mean I was a super fan. I listened to every artist song with, like, a spoonful of sugar. I don't just listen to it and go like, that's it. I put it through my little processing and I just kind of figure out if it's cool or not. So I'll say some albums for Kanye has been hit. Others have been missed. Kanye, man, we need you. I don't know if we need you, but we want you to get healthy. We want you to get healthy, man. And has it been, dude, this week or next week will mark a year since all of Sean Diddy's properties got the search warrant and the cops went and looked for the stuff. That would be next week, will be a year. Dang. And here he is, man. It's not looking good for Diddy. We're still waiting for a couple names. We actually had some couple names that came out yesterday. Drewski and Odell Beckham Jr. were also named in the new charges against Diddy for sexual assault on the workplace. Drewski and Diddy. Have not heard from Odell's team or Drewski's team, but Puff was basically just like whatever with it. This is crazy. I get shocked every time I get more information. And I shouldn't be shocked. I should be like, yo, yeah, that's what's happening. You should be good. You should know. And I get shocked every time I talk about when I hear more information about what's going on in the music business. And there's always those people who don't do music saying the music business is full of blah, 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 blah. You're not in it, And then I hear from people who are in the music business, no, you're right. It is. It's full of this. Like, wow. Like, this is sad. But I don't know. The song is available on YouTube to listen to, though. Again, I'll tell you the name of the song one more time. It's called Lonely Roads Still Go to the Sunshine. Okay. It's really grainy, so it's not mastered at all. It's not mixed. It's completely raw. Like no one has anything on their voice. The singing is like it's okay. The rapping, again, these are Diddy's kids and Ye's daughter who are rapping on the song. So it's not like club banger. It's definitely an emotional song, but it's one of those things where you're just like, man, sometimes you have to remember that yes, what did is horrific, or what he's being accused of. I'm not saying he did it or anything like that. His case starts in May. They're actually going to be looking to put a jury together, I think the 6th of May. But point is, what he's gone through was really intense. But man, can you imagine what the families have to be going through? The families of these people, the families of the victims, the families of the people who are incarcerated, like Puff. Diddy's kids, like they imagine, like, here's the deal, like Diddy did it, all state, if Diddy did it and Diddy's being accused of it, whatever, all the things that people are saying about this man, all the nasty things that were being said, all the hateful words and stuff like that, that's part of being part of this kind of scam or this thing that you've done to so many people. You've hurt people, so you're going to get the maul of it. But what sucks is when it comes down and it hits your kids and it hits your ex-spouses or your current girlfriends or people who work for you for a long time. It's kind of hurtful because it's like, yo, like I'm just a son. I wasn't like trying to do anything. I'm just a son. Just because I'm a son don't mean I was there. Right? I was a kid when this stuff went down. You know what I'm saying? But apparently, if what is being said is true, that just as bad as Puff is getting it, Diddy is getting it, his kids are getting it. And I think he's got 11 kids or something like that. He got a lot of kids. And they're getting the grunt end of it, and to the point where they've lost friendships and they've lost relationships and they've lost money. They've lost so much support, and they have to go through their battles in the midst of this stuff. Like that can't be easy for them. And it's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. They didn't do anything about it. So that's crazy. Yeah. And so then warning for those who got children who are watching us, I won't read it. This is the most recent post that he had just placed. He took the song down. So Ye eventually took the song down after airing out all his grievances with Kim, which is just a big no. Don't do that. You're going through divorce. Like I don't like when people air out other people's dirty laundry. It's just that, don't do that. Okay, it's to me, it's tacky. Okay, but Ye did release this on X right before, or this was Instagram before he left. It says new album canceled. I need some time to relax and bounce on explicit. I'm just saying explicit because it's gross. I release music when I feel like it. And then he took that down. I don't know what's going on right now with Ye. Again, I'll say the same thing I always say. Bro, you need somebody to talk to. Like, you need somebody who's not starstruck, who don't care that you're Kanye, who loves Jesus and love the word enough to tell you, bro, you're bottoming out. You probably need to be medicated. There's things going on. You got to work on you and get off. I remember when a couple years ago, I told people who were there on the show with me that day, I was like, the biggest thing I got with Trump is he got to get off X. He got to get off of Twitter. He got to get out. He got to stop doing. He got to do something else with his thumbs, because this game right here, this thing, is not helping at all. And Ye is in a similar boat. He's been doing this for years. He's been aggressive. And it's almost like, you know what he's like? He's like that kid in school. I know exactly what he's like. He like that kid at school that be jumping into your business and they act like they're in the business with you. You ever had that friend that if somebody dies, they're just like, oh, and they're grief stricken and stuff like that. Like your boy died, your friend died, or whatever, passed. And then there's somebody at your school and your church that you know they don't have a relationship with, and they're taking it harder than you. But Derek passed. And you be looking at him like, fool, you don't know Derek. You don't know him. That's Kanye. He's just like, oh, all of a sudden, pray for Diddy. Okay, they're like, calm down. Like, now it's like he's like the person that's looking for attention. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he gets this place where if he don't get attention, he's gonna do something to make sure that we keep talking about him. And it works because look, I'm talking about him, but he's gonna do whatever he can to make sure we talk about him and make sure there can't be a day. And he tweets. He tweets. Like, I don't know if you've ever paid attention and looked at his page. It's a waste of time. But I've looked at his page and I'm just like reading his tweets and I'm like, he just wants me to sit here and read these tweets. That's all he's doing. He wants me to read his thread because it's every 10 minutes. And it's like and they're random sometimes, they're poignant at sometimes, they're graphic at sometimes, and you're just like, this guy just wants me to read his because he just wants your attention. That's why he keeps tweeting. He's like that. You ever had a breakup with somebody and that person kept calling and just kind of like talk about random stuff? And we can't go to Grand Ole Opry like we wanted to. Like what? Like it's just weird, man. It's just weird. And he's doing the most. Yay, you're doing the most. His Super Bowl thing, like the Super Bowl thing. It was like, what are you doing? Like, no one cares. He gets on, he spends money on the ad just to let you know, hey guys, I know you're watching the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar just performed the halftime show. I just want you to know I'm here and I got t-shirts. And then people go on the line. It was a swastika on the shirt. Like, what are we doing? And then he wants to let us know, hey, I'm not going to make the album. And I'm not going to do it because people get mad when I put my daughter on a song with Diddy. Like, that's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. Not a good look. He's unstable. Yeah. So, what else is happening in the news today? What is that? Oh, shoot. Former Texas mega church pastor. Yes, this happened yesterday. Former Texas mega church pastor accused of child sex abuse surrenders in Oklahoma. Robert Morris pleads not guilty. Did he plead yet? Did he do a plea already? Let's look it up. We got computers here. This happened yesterday. Robert Morris, and not only did he I think he was arraigned. I believe he was. But yeah, man, he's going through the process. Court records showed that a bond was paid, set at $50,000. So let's backtrack. Okay. Allegations about him being lewd incident with a child. Accusations came out June of last year. Yesterday, March 17th, Robert Preston Morris, who's 63, turned himself into officials in Osage County, where he was charged last week with 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. He has set a $50,000 bond and ordered Morris to surrender his passport. He actually goes in front of a judge at 10 a.m. on May 9th. This happened last year, pastor of Gateway Church in Dallas suburb of Southlake, after a woman accused him of sexually abusing her in the 1980s. The victim referred to the incident, told authorities the abuse started when she was 12 years old, and Morris was a traveling evangelist in Hominy, Oklahoma, with her family. According to the Attorney General's office, she said the abuse continued for 4 years. Why is my mic? This mic is wilding. Look at this. I gotta fix it. It keeps moving. It's weird. Cindy Clemishear, Morris's accuser, said in a statement that she is very grateful to the authorities who have worked to make the indictment possible and is hopeful justice will ultimately prevail. After almost 43 years, the law has finally caught up with Robert Morris for the horrific crimes he committed against me as a child, said Clemshear, who is now 55. Now it's time for the legal system to hold him accountable. She is the AP typically, this is from the Associated Press. The AP typically does not name people who say they have been sexually assaulted, but Clemshear said she would like her name included. Morris was known to be politically active. The church hosted President Donald Trump on its Dallas campus in 2020 for a discussion on race relations and the economy. Morris could face, watch this, up to 20 years in prison for each 20 years in prison for each of the 5 charges, according to the Attorney General's office. He's facing up to 100 years. I think he's done. I think Robert Morris, he'll probably stay in jail for the rest of his life. Yikes. That's something that men or women in general don't think about, like hitting 63 and realizing that you're probably going to spend the rest of your life in jail, in prison. That's a hard pill to swallow, that you've gone from somebody who's so well respected in ministry, because he was one of the biggest churches in Texas for so many years, made so much money, so much notoriety, and because you were stupid in your 20s? Yeah, because he said that he was in his 20s. Because you were stupid in your 20s? Man, I know things come up to bite us in the butt, and our past is always going to be there. That's why for you young cats, man, like, there are certain things that just don't go away. And one of them is victims. They just don't go away. You gotta be mindful, like, and I heard somebody say today, actually Tim Ross on his show Wide Open this morning. He was talking about people who kind of like don't want people to judge them because they're like, they don't want their stuff out there, and they were like, well, we're all one moment away from that. And then he was like, let's be real, we're all not one moment from that. Like, thank God that no one can come out and say, now people can say some stuff about Ramon, but what they can't say is that I sexually assaulted them, hurt them, like physically hurt them, did a lewd act, or touched them as a child. They could say, and they could probably say I never stole money. Some people think I stole money from them, but I did not. But other than that, shoot, like maybe I gangbanged on you when I was a teen. Maybe I thugged out on you when I was in my 20s. But what I did not do is a lewd act. There was no SA involved. Never raped anybody. I was accused of it, and the accuser was such a liar, and I had to go to court. I had to go to the police because she was telling friends and not telling the police. So I went to the police and like, she's talking about me and saying that I did something to her and I didn't do it. And so I went to the police to be like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do if somebody did something like that to you. And when the police got involved, of course, every statement was retracted. I'm like, okay. And so there is that. But she can't like come back and be like, oh, because I didn't, one. But that's just crazy, man. And you know what? I've been hearing a lot of people, and I haven't been hearing. I've been hearing, but haven't been hearing. I've been hearing people talk about like church hurt a lot lately. It's like it's the hot button topic when it comes to ministries and churches now. People want to talk about church hurt and how their church hurt and this, and church hurt me this way. Church did this to me. Church did that to me. And for the most part, I'm like, okay, but And I don't pay attention to a lot of it because I feel like people are trying to establish that church hurt doesn't exist, or that's on the person being hurt. You're just holding on to stuff. People are people. There are people who are people, and you can go to a church, and the church, because they're human, make mistakes. That happens. What we're talking about with this kind of situation with Pastor Morris, and so many others like him, this isn't church hurt. Like, this isn't, oh, get over it, people make mistakes. This is somebody did something horrifically awful, and the person who did it to you is someone that we should all rely on and trust. Like, that's what it is. Like, this is demonically disgusting. And so I don't, and you ever been to that place where this is where grace and justice kind of like collide in my head, because I don't know what I want in the result of this. I want justice for Miss Cindy. I don't know what that looks like. Like, I don't know what that looks like. Like, we want him to spend the rest of his years in jail. I have always thought that jail was somewhat insensitive because it's so permanent for so many people. I don't wish jail on anybody. I don't wish death either. Jail is pretty bad too, but prison, I should say prison. And I understand prison. I understand you do the crime, you do the time. I have no problem with criminals spending time. Sometimes I wonder, the sentences sometimes get to be so like egregious. Like, yo, did you just drop that banana peel on the floor? 14 years. Yo, did you like in California, driving a car without on a suspended license now is automatic 6 months. Like, yo, 6 months? 6 months? Like, and I think the other thing why it bothers me so much is because it's never really consistent, right? So like, I'll get, like, they tried to do me for a year. They tried to put me in for a year. And I was like, a year? And they were like, yeah, because I was driving on a suspended license. This is years ago. This is not recently. And they tried to put me in there for a year. And I was like, yo, that's wilding. To the point where I was I even told my lawyer, I was like, I can't do no time. I can't do 0 time. So if I have to talk to the judge, I'm talking myself out of this. He was like, you can't talk yourself out of it. I said, I'm talking myself out of it. I'm not doing a year. I'm not doing a year with killers and murderers because you caught me driving down Foothill on a suspended license. Like, I wasn't speeding or anything. He pulled me over because my tags were I was all wrong. I was going through a rough time. Listen, don't judge me. Don't judge me. My tags were expired, and that's the only reason he pulled me over. So I wasn't speeding. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't running lights. I wasn't rolling through stop signs. Just cruising down the street in my Toyota Camry. Got pulled over, and they put my black behind in jail. I was an evening in prison. Changed my life. I was literally like, I am never doing this again. That's for sure. But my point is, it was weird. It was weird. So I went and got my license immediately as soon as I got out. I was like, let me figure out how to get the suspension off and go get my license. But it's like they'll give you 6 months for driving on a suspended, right? But then a celebrity could kill somebody in a drunk driving accident where they were like twice the legal limit, and they'll serve like 2 days. That's why it's just never fair. So I don't mind justice as long as it's fair and it's blind, right? Remember the little Liberty thing? Is that Lady Liberty, where she's sitting there and she holds the scales? She's supposed to be blindfolded. That means that that's what's supposed to make it fair. And it doesn't make it fair, or it doesn't make it just, because celebrities get to walk off free. Remember, like the swimmer? he got to walk. Like, no jail time. And he did some crazy stuff. But they're putting you in, like, if you don't have a name, and if you don't have money, and if you don't have celebrity, you don't have a classy lawyer, a high-priced lawyer, you're going to do time for littering in California. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do time. I was able to get my time. I know some of you wonder, well, what happened? Did you go to jail? I was able to get my time reduced to time served, and I did, I think, like a few days of community service. Still over in my mind, give me a fine and let's call it. Like, that wasn't even a big deal. And it stays on my record as a misdemeanor. Like, are you kidding me? That was stupid. There's other things too. When I was younger, they put me in jail for it, and I was just like, thought I was going to jail for a while. And they pulled me out for those too. So even though the system has worked for me, where I didn't have to deal with the heavy-rooted cause of all the stuff that went down, I don't know how I feel about this. On one end, my heart's broken that Miss Cindy, the victim in this case with Robert Morris, has to go and relive this painful experience. And like some people are saying, maybe she's done her work and she's got healed. So this is not reliving it as much as this, just a memory to her that she could share without it tearing her apart emotionally. But man, like, we waited till this dude was, and I don't know why people wait. And in this kind of realm, in this kind of situation, I guess we can't, right? We can't wait. I do agree that should be a statute of limitations for sexual assaults and rapes and stuff like that. So there's that. But man, to wait 40 years. To wait 40 years. This man's got career, wedding, family, kids, grandkids. Again, I know people in the comments, he shouldn't have did what he did. I understand that, but I'm just saying that's wild to live with that kind of a secret for 40 years. And you got to think at some point he thought he felt he got away, right? You got to think that in his mind, I got away with this. Man, thank God. He's probably, thank God. Look at God's grace. And all of a sudden, he loses his job. He loses millions of dollars in books and all kind of endorsements. And he probably still thinking, if that's the worst that's happened, thank God. Because it could be, now we're at worse. Now we're at worse. 100 years, man, he's facing. Did I read that right? Yeah, 20 years for each of the 5 charges. He's facing 20 years for each of the 5 charges. But I will say this, he is getting in front of it. Like, they told him that he had to give up his passport, but I don't think he's going to be a flight risk. He went and turned himself in. He went to Oklahoma. He turned himself in. He's in jail right now. I think he may have bonded out. Pray justice. That's what there's justice. I guess he's had enough grace. He's had 20 years or 40 years of it. HeritageParkPROD.com is the website. So what y'all doing this weekend, man? Is anybody excited like me for random sports? And I'm not talking about like here. I'm just talking about random sports in general. Like the UFL starts next week, man. The UFL. I'm all about the UFL. I think it's great. It starts next week, and I'm all about this. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. The UFL. It's fun, even though it's not the NFL. They're doing their thing. They're trying their best. But, they're having fun. And I like watching it. I like football's football. I like watching it. Or the NSWL, Angel City Fire. Woo! Is there fire or is it just Angel City? Anyways, it's our women's national soccer team. The Galaxy, even though right now the Galaxy, as of today, March 18th, they are winless in 4 matches. I watched this last weekend's match against Portland, and I was very upset because they should have won that match. And then there is the LAFC, the Los Angeles Football Club, and I don't know what their record is. Where's their record? 2 wins, 2 draws. Oh wait, no, 2 wins, 2 losses. Dang. So none of the Cali teams are doing that great, but what are you gonna do? I'm excited. Baseball spring training is almost over. We're about to get into some real baseball. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it up for the world defending Los Angeles Dodgers going to get back on into it. And then, got my team, the Angels. Shout out to the Angels. My young adults, we're going to see the Mighty Ducks. Do they call themselves the Mighty Ducks anymore? Just the Ducks. We're going to see the Ducks on the 30th take on either Toronto. Yeah, the Maple Leafs. They're playing Maple Leafs on the 30th. We're going to be there, show up, represent. It's going to be fun. Clippers and Lakers look like they're both going to be in the playoffs. Well, the Lakers are going to be in the playoffs. I wish I could, stop it from doing the long drawn out because I don't want to give it long drawn out to the Lakers. However, I'm concerned. I'm not a Laker fan, but I am concerned for you guys because they're not healthy. So LeBron, when that groin goes bad, it gets bad. And same with Luka, man. They're both out. So we'll see what's happening come playoff time. Clippers, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous because I don't like the Clippers in play-in. I don't like them in play-in. And the fact that they've dropped from 4th to play-in since Valentine's Day has got my heart just broken. And this is at full force. This is with Kawhi and Harden. Now they have been on a little winning streak the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens. And maybe before the 15th we can pull out of the play-in and get into at least 6. But I don't know because Golden State's playing incredible basketball, so we'll see. I just don't want to go into play-in and have to play a hard Golden State or a tough Sacramento team. That doesn't feel good to me. Look, all right, I'm getting heartburn. I'm getting indigestion just thinking about it. God. HeritageParkPROD.com is the website. Pray for my clips. We gotta get one eventually, man. Eventually, right? I used to think, I actually made a wager with somebody, and thank God, I don't remember who I made the wager with. But I made a wager with somebody that said by 2020, the Clippers would have won a final. And I made this wager to my youth group when I was a youth pastor in 02, 03. And here we are. It's 2025. And the Clippers have been to 1 Western Conference Finals. And they have not gotten past that. That was the first time they got past the second round. And that was 21. So even in my bet, if they had won that year, they still wouldn't have won within the time frame I guaranteed that the Clippers would win one. And yeah, so here's a question. I already know where this is going. Shouldn't even ask. Who wins first? The Clippers win a final. What's first? The Clippers winning a final from here on out, or the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl? Ooh. Who wins first? Clippers winning a finals, Cowboys winning a Super Bowl. I should say the Jets. Clippers or Jets? Who wins first? Anyways, heritageparkprod.com. Let me know in the comments who you think wins first, Clippers or Cowboys. Who will win a title first? What you think? I pray it's the Clippers, but yeah. All right, man. That's all I got for today. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Take care of yourself. God bless you. And